kids are able to get fentanyl. So is there something that they can do it to prevent that?
To prevent that, so I have heard of many different ways that kids are able to access fentanyl. Especially through online purchases.
Really?
And that's the part where it's a little bit more dangerous, definitely. I've heard stories of children, like especially during the pandemic when they were all locked in on social media, right? Getting, through their algorithm, accounts of people actually straight up selling, fentanyl or drugs, but maybe not disclosing that it's fentanyl. They just think it might be some kind of like less harmful substance, right? They order, but then they accidentally overdose because fentanyl, it's so easy to overdose on a very small amount. The margin of error is tiny. And I've heard a lot of tragedies that way. As for how to block it, when it comes to online stuff, obviously kind of understanding that your kid, like what they're accessing is a great first start.
Right.
And then also, kind of just making sure that there is some trust between you and your child so that if they encounter material like that, or maybe they have these like feelings that might drive them to searching out drugs, they can speak to you first rather than resorting to substances, right? But in other ways, so fentanyl is actually, it is a potentially, it's a prescription drug too. It's a painkiller. And so this is one of those things parents should really make sure that if they are prescribed like a very powerful painkiller like fentanyl, they got to keep that safe. They got to make sure that their kids can't just open a medicine cabinet and just like grab it, right? And so that is just like a more, I guess, perhaps an easier way of like making sure their kids can access it. Otherwise, again, a lot of it does come down to trust between you and your own child and you knowing what's going on in their life and kind of figuring out what's normal for them and what's not normal for them in their behavior.